Okay, so what we're doing is conducting a series of interviews from people between the ages of 18 and 25 to see how they feel about the use of RFID tags in humans. This age group is particularly important because we will be the first to be affected or have our children affected by this new technology. So please tell me, what are your thoughts on the use of RFID tags in humans?
My thoughts on the use of mandatory RFID chips in humans is that it's an extreme invasion of privacy. Extreme invasion of privacy. I think that the only way they should be used is by choice. It's against the Constitution to track us like that. I guess in general, I just pretty much disagree with the RFID chip theory. Maybe if your children are traveling overseas and you're worried about, abduction because, times these days, it's understandable. Other than that, medical reasons, work reasons, it's totally unnecessary, and I think it's an absolute invasion of privacy. Unnecessary. So maybe for traveling overseas, if you're worried about your children, maybe a necklace or a bracelet or something to be able to keep an eye on them if you're worried, I find acceptable. But other than that, unacceptable. Unacceptable.
I think RFID tags is a violation of your right to be free. I think it shouldn't be mandatory for people to have them. It's a good idea if you want to have it, but I don't think it should be injected into your body. I just feel that's not private. It's your body. You should be able to do what you want with it. As far as those tags go, it would be a great idea to track people who haven't earned the right to be as free as other people, as like child molesters and pedophiles. It would be a good way to track them. Or if you were going to go somewhere on like vacation, you could have like a watch or shoes or some type of article of clothing or jewelry that you could have your kids or your spouse wear. That way, if something were to happen to them, you can track them and find where they are. But as far as babies being born and then having them injected in babies, I don't feel that's right. I mean, ultimately it's the baby's choice, but the baby's not old enough to make that choice yet. And later on, are you going to tell the kid that he has it in, or is the kid going to think about it later on and not know he has it? I just don't feel it's right to just put them in people. It's all about privacy. Who wants to be tracked all the time? Who wants to be able to be found? If I want to disappear tomorrow, I'd like to disappear. So I just don't feel that it's right to not have the choice.
So my thoughts on RFID tags are that they should be placed on kids because that way it's easier to track them if they go missing. You could easily identify if it's your kid or not by the tag inside of them. In adults, not so much, because I guess they should already know how to take care of themselves. But for the same reason, if they go missing, it would be easy to track them, locate them, and if they're lying or you can't identify the body if they die by the tracking device inside, you could tell who each person is.
I do believe RFID tags should be implanted into small children because it can be a benefit as well, and as long as it doesn't implement too much like pain into the child, it's a benefit because you would eliminate having to do Amber Alerts if your child is missing, and you are always aware of where your child is with the RFID tag implanted into them.
RFID tags are a good idea in humans because they can be used to store any type of personal information such as medical records, your license, passport information, maybe credit card information, an emergency contact in case something happens to you. I think it's also a good idea for them to be implanted in children because that way parents can keep track of their children, make sure they're safe. Also, they can work with the Amber Alerts, and in case your child gets lost or gets abducted, RFID tags and the Amber Alert can kind of like work together. And I think it's a good idea as long as it is medically safe, that the child won't end up hurt or anything like that.